so.
Okay.
Insert cricket sound.
Hi, everybody. What's going on? Bison, moose, or reindeer? Oh, good. We have a question already. That's awesome. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's afternoon. We're usually live in the mornings. So thanks for joining us. We are just wanted to visit before we get really busy with the sale, and because it's been a while and we missed this. So we're here to pretty much answer questions and talk about anything that you guys want to talk about. I have like a few little updates and reminders, but Mary had a question already, so I'll go ahead and answer that one. I would say the moose is better because it's more thorough. The reindeer is an older video. It's a little simpler in its construction, and the moose is going to have a lot more detail and more advanced techniques. And it's a little bit more similar to the bison. So
size-wise even.
Yeah, size-wise and, colors and all of that kind of stuff. So, and I think that's a good order too. Like if you're going that direction in terms of these bigger cloven-hooved animals, then reindeer, moose, and then because there is no bison tutorial, having those under your belt would definitely be helpful. So
Deborah's saying she tried using a merino for a sprite, but she looked like a mummy. How would you suggest applying it so it looks smooth?
Yeah, I avoid direct needle felting merino for that reason. It's hard to, because it's so fine and it is so linear, it's hard to eliminate that look, and it gets dense and it gets lines and dense. So I would either blend it with something. You could try like really messing it up, sort of pulling it out of its alignment and making it really fuzzy, but I just avoid it. So I don't really know. I don't really have techniques for that. I know some people use the merino pre-felt is easier, but it just depends on what you're making. Because the merino pre-felt, you can rip the piece and just lay it right on, and it'll look really smooth. So,
do you see Judy's question?
Judy, can you guarantee if we do a bison, it won't gore us? I don't know. I've been impaled by gigantic armatures here and there. I'm like, oh, I got hook them in my nose, stab myself in the eye. So no. I wish I could, but guarantees. I can't. Oh gosh. So I thought I saw a question about swax or something about keeping something smooth.
That was the second
merino.
part of the merino.
Okay. So yeah, 20% off tomorrow. A newsletter with the coupon code goes out tonight at 12 a.m. and Kyla will also put a banner on the website. The newsletter also has a button that takes you to the site. Then it would automatically be 20% off.
We've done it before and it worked. So we are.
So just pay attention and see, if you go to the site through the newsletter button, it should be 20% off, but there's also a code in case that doesn't seem to be happening.
Discounts won't combine. So if you have rewards to use, that's better used on a different order.
On a different day.
So if you want to maximize the 20% and use that discount tomorrow.
We are working on getting moose moss into stock as we speak. We've got a pile right here. It's beautiful. And so that will appear at some point tonight, but be on sale tomorrow. And there's also a plethora of beautiful locks. Natural Wensleydale Gotland cross locks that we have in stock. If you've been hoping for something for beards, ponies, hair. It's a lot like the new Fiber Fairies hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I can get those out and show you guys at some point too.
Any news on the blending board?
No, and it's almost like we
crazy.
just have to go another direction, I think. I mean,
wild.
it's been a year. Yeah. So I'll have to get my brain back on that because spinning is fun. And I really do want to get everybody started in that direction.
Here's a request for 2 different classes.
Okay.
One on increasing the size of animals,
Okay.
like how to handle large hooves, claws, etc. Second, in the university, planning your own project from armature to shapes. So not
Okay.
a specific
Sorry.
animal, but
Okay. Changing size. And what was the other?
well, increasing animals, and it says how to handle large hooves and claws. The other is planning your own project from armature
Yes.
through,
Yes.
which kind of sort of theoretically go hand in hand. But
Yeah, scaling up and down, I don't do it too often because I try to nail like the size that I want to make something. And if you're scaling for like infant or baby purposes, it's not quite an even exchange. Like for example, foals have legs almost as long as their parents. So that's a little tricky, and it's not as much as you think. So when something is 1/6 scale, which is about how we work for the horse and like all of the animals that are in that sort of nativity range, the donkey, the pony, the sheep, the goats, approximately 1/6. So reducing something by half is like a huge difference. So it's I guess sometimes what I'm saying is people go too far, like, oh, I'm going to cut all these wires in half. Even a third or 2/3 is probably too much because you could very quickly get too small. So it's little increments. When we did the bison shop hop, I made my first armature and I was like, this just isn't quite big enough. And then where I felt like it was right was really only it was actually the same wires, and it was only a 1/2 inch difference in the like the head length, the neck length, like the different measurements. So some experimentation, and overall start, if you're not already, taking notes on the things that you make, because that is a huge help when you go to make something else. So this kind of morphs into the next question. When I was figuring out the bison, I referred to the moose. If I'm going to make a tiger, I'm going to refer to the lion. So any record that you can keep of projects that you've made, we're getting ready to have a delivery, so there might be a little bit of commotion, is a great help. That's how I do it. And then and we talk about this as a group a lot. Always, so when I Google, it's like Google images, just the animal. Start taking a look. Then I do the skeleton. And that shows you what's happening inside and why they look the way that they do on the outside. So for example, on the bison, the protrusions on their spine, on their vertebrae, are at their withers are a foot high. That's their hump. That's why. And so that really helps you understand what's going on inside and how to recreate that in your armature. The kangaroo is a very unique animal, so that's a good one to take a look at the skeleton, especially these projects where we shared the armature in the shop hop. You can take the whale, the kangaroo, the bison, do your own research, and then watch the shop hop video and see what I came up with, and start to get your brain wrapped around, how to go from A to B in that. There's no formula, there's, unfortunately, it's research, records, and then your best guess, and then tweak. Sometimes I get an armature right the first time. It doesn't happen very often. It's usually close, but like even the hound, for some reason, the hound took several tries to get the proportions right. The dog course is great. That has 4 armatures in it. So that starts to give you an idea of how different they can be. But even with the dogs, the scales are different because like a borzoi might be this tall. In real life, a dachshund would be this tall, but I'm not going to make something that small. So the scale of each dog to each dog is a little bit off. So,
what is the word on the Pendle set?
We're behind. He's behind on that. So,
well, he hadn't been working on them.
He hadn't been working on them. And then a month or 2 months ago, we asked him to make more. He said, sure thing. And
he had to get the metal.
Yeah, right? He had to order the stock metal. But I feel like he's behind.
They're still not. Yeah, they're still not ready.
So we do not have them.
Does the discount apply to the tutorial SD cards?
Okay, so good question. That was on my list. Whenever we have a sale, it does not apply to the annex, the paid tutorials, and we usually take the SD cards off because for the same reason, we don't discount our paid tutorials. So it's not, the 20% off sale is on supplies. It's not like a great opportunity to buy up courses. But
here's a question: how do you attach if you create body parts instead of the whole body armature?
I don't know. I've never done it that way, so I couldn't say. I mean, I enjoy things being posable and movable versus statuesque, like stuck. But I imagine if it doesn't need to move, you just use fringe and felt very firmly. I guess if it were felted firmly, you could sew, like when we sew skin on. And then, that sounds so horrible. And then also needle felt. But I don't do that. So I know there are a lot of people that do the heads separately, and maybe you could find a tutorial that shows that. Let's see. So we have 2 new core colors, and we were working on replacing our. Do you want to grab them there, Talbot? We could go overhead and show. I'll go ahead and show the core wool and show the locks. So this will come in this jade heather. Oh, tell me when you're ready, Talbot. Okay, will come in. This is for the gnome, the big gnome. So this will work great.
Yeah. They're coming
under the
off
peacock.
Definitely more. Well, could be my monitor as well. Are they looking more purple on yours? This looks purpley to me.
Yeah, they are looking a little more purple. All right, Talbot's going to see if he can adjust the color. And this is just light blue. I mean, it's very straightforward.
It's very similar to...
We used to have a color called denim. This is a little more blended than denim, not quite as variegated, but... Oh, a chameleon shop hop.
That's on our list. Not chameleon specifically, but we were going to talk shop hop.
Yes, we're going to talk shop hop. I'm just looking at the screen to see what if Talbot's making some adjustments. If you look at the straight ahead camera, this is more true to the color. And it might be because it's against green. I don't know, that maybe it's taking it too far. I'm going to show you guys some of these locks. Oh, that looks good. Did you do something?
Yeah.
That looks a little better. So the sale is a great time because, you know, locks are one of the pricier things to buy for our craft. So sale is a good time to get some locks. These are Wensleydale Gotland lamb. And they, oh my gosh, they're so pretty. They range from this gray, and they're about, this one's like 7 inches long. And they have these tiny little tendrils. So from almost black, little bit of a brown tip on this one, and some gray in here. But they're beautiful. So that's the Wensleydale Gotland lamb. And the lamb, I'm probably telling you guys something you already know, but just in case anybody doesn't know. The lamb, it's their first shear. So this is their baby hair. So it's soft and it'll have these delicate curly tips. And we'll see a U lock, and that you'll be able to see the difference.
How do they compare? Sorry, we're back on the blue. How do they compare to lapis?
This is closer to lapis, but it has a lot of variation in it. It goes from teal to blue to purple. Overall, it reads as like a vibrant blue, but it does have quite a bit of color variation in it. Okay, and I don't have lapis in front of me, but lapis was like a saturated, kind of bright blue.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Wensleydale. Pretty sure this is U. It doesn't say on it. This is in the labeled Wensleydale Natural. So just your natural grays. But these are more like 5 inches. Oh my gosh, look at that one.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I wanted hair like that.
I know.
Boing, boing, boing curls.
Boingy.
Someone still has lapis.
Oh, wow.
Hang on to it.
Oh, we're working, we've been trying hard to get our dyeing situation back in good standing. This is a Wensleydale Gotland cross called Tricolor Lamb. Also a lamb, and it has its own listing because it goes from in one lock it has 3 colors. So we've got silver, white, and brown. There's tons of variation in here as well, but the lock itself
So pretty.
has a lot of variation. Yes, this is one of my favorites. Same with the that silvery Wensleydale was really pretty. So the lock has silver, white, and brown in that. This is actually color, not dirt. They're really, really pretty. Very pretty.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Memory has a question. Would you please help me understand whether to use a core skin color to wrap human limbs or roving if reducing fuzziness is important? So our core is roving. Our skin tone
It depends
is roving
on,
form, right?
so for the female figure, which is about 12 inches, I'm using off-white chunky core. For the darker skin, I did use, I can't remember if I used copper or I did use a darker core. Mm-hmm. I like core wool. it compacts well. It's a short, fuzzy staple. When you're working with a longer staple, so core wool is in roving form. So we just might have little bit of a terminology thing, misunderstanding. But something like top coat, it's got a longer staple, and so when you wrap a limb, it's going to look very wrapped. Now, on something like the sprites, that's not a big deal. But if you're working on something larger, like gnome and up, 6 inches and up, I would use core wool. I hope that helps.
What locks would be closer to a Yorkshire dog color in the silver browns?
Yeah, it's so hard to match the dogs with the natural lock colors. So that coppery brown color is going to be hard to find in a natural lock. You might have to turn towards, that's where the fur comes in. And you can also blend fur as well.
Will we get some of the older, more solid core colors back in the future?
Yes, that's what we're working on. The top priorities are the natural colors like caramel, wheat, brown, carob, not copper. I feel like I'm missing one. Cinnamon, yes. And we're trying to even improve upon the colors a little bit, but it's, gosh, is it 2 years?
It's coming up on 2 years.
It's 2 years now since we have had the dyeing problem. So we are doing our best to substitute and keep everything in stock. And it's not just that you can't buy 2 ounces of caramel. It's that caramel is in probably a dozen kits. It's in recipes for house carded. So everything is affected by it. And so trust me, it is top priority and has been for 2 years. Unfortunately, the process of dyeing fiber, like we were having done, is very specialized, and not many people were ready to jump in and fill the shoes of this dye house. So
yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Is there an updated fiber field guide?
I saw that question and I was like, oh no.
There is not, but everything is labeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go back over it.
Talbot was the fiber field guide updater maker, and it is tough because we introduce or remove or change fiber, and it was proving to be sort of outdated by the month. So
and then we'd print a bunch of them, and then they'd be out of date, and there'd be a stack sitting there out of date.
So we decided to go. We listened and made labels. So now, when you remove your label, this whole remainder of the label has a backing that you can peel off and stick. So you could stick it to cardstock and start stapling a sample next to your colors. Did you see about the annex? Mm-hmm. She must not be logged in. Maybe?
Yeah, well, I'm asking if it's something she had already enrolled in. Because any course you're interested in, you want to access through the website, at least to enroll the first time. You want to go to the page that has all the on-demand learning.
On the website, through the website.
Looking to see, okay. I'm going to link this right here, and you'll be able to see what's available through the annex.
Oh, okay. This is a good question, Alan, asking about the plume palette.
Ooh.
Because
Ellen didn't know.
I know. We have been working on a new line of fiber that we're very excited about called Plumage. And it's actually been over a year And I formulated 18 colors, and they are, so we have all the 6 primary and secondary colors, like Roy G. Biv. And then each one of those has three variations. Generally a pastel, a vivid, and a deep. So and they're all named after birds. And there's birds I didn't even know existed that are incredible. So yes, we will be looking towards fall. By the time we get the fiber in stock and get it, we have to bundle everything and take photographs and make labels and make listings, and then it will be available to you. And I definitely will go further into plumage, feathers, and the plume palette. It's a great technique. We cannot thank Sabine and Delisa enough for sharing that, and I'm using it in so many different ways. I mean, it's how the trees are done. So very useful technique to play with, definitely. Yeah, so I'm really excited. These fibers are going to be a blend of smooth, silky fibers, so they'll have some shine, and they're really made for plumage, for the feather technique, and for wet felting. I have not tried needle felting with them, although they should needle felt, okay, but they're going to be on the smoother side, which is what you want when you make the feathers, because you want that very thin, smooth alignment. You don't want crimpiness or bulkiness. So yeah, I'm excited. And the colors are really pretty. You know, we're always, because I started with animals, and we're always in the naturals or a lot. We do have the flowers, which are flower colors, which are beautiful. But this is a real injection of brights. So if you're a bright color fan, you're gonna love it. Let's see. So I'm having a lot of fun with the shop hops. I do have a few emails to get back to, so I apologize if you've sent something in and you haven't heard from me. We need to we had one scheduled for August 4th that isn't going to work out, so we need to reschedule that. But we do have, I think, 2 more that we're going to share the armature on. So even if they don't fall in the summer, I will do that, and I'm really enjoying it. I have bins of projects that I would love to finish, like the whale, the kangaroo, and the bison. So it's great. It's great for the person who inquires. It's great for me to do, and it's great for anyone who might be thinking along the same lines of that project. We saw several whales, saw lots of great kangaroos. I've already seen a few bisons, so that's really, really fun.
Do we have a life-size rooster or a tutorial happening?
I made the bantam-sized rooster that you see behind me, and it's a project that is somewhat prepared, but I could not say that it's going to be made into a tutorial anytime soon. We have a little bit of a backlog happening right now. But yeah, it's a big project because there's so many ways to tackle it. As soon as you go life-sized, it's an incredible amount of detail to cover. So that's another thing when you think about scaling up and down. Back to sort of one of the first questions, it's important to think about detail. So when I made the Little Red Riding Hood wolf, which was kind of the size of Milo, about maybe like 14 or 15 inches at the shoulder, the proportionate amount of detail that you have to achieve, it's I don't know what the right word is. Exponential. Thank you. Because if I were to make that big of wolf with the detail that's in the 6 to 8 inch wolf tutorial, it would look like a cartoon. Like as soon as you enlarge something, you have to achieve a great amount of detail. And when you miniaturize something, you're going to lose it, the amount of detail. So something to consider when you're thinking about size. And that's why paintings and sculptures, like they sort of have a sweet spot where they make sense. So, Serafina Retreat. Was there anything before that?
No.
Okay. Yes. I went on a retreat myself for 2 days and it was absolutely lovely. And it actually came about because 2 customers came here after they had been there.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, you should go teach at this place. It was really wonderful." And they were on their way home and we were on the way and they wanted to stop here. So that was sort of serendipitous. But so I was looking, and yes, I went to a place called the Lodge at Woodlock. It's between Allentown and Scranton, and it's very fancy, I gotta tell you. But it was a lot. It was very, if you take self-care to 1,000. So it was very, very nice. But not the right place for the retreat. They did have sort of sister, I don't know if that's the right word, businesses that were nearby that were structured a little bit differently. So we are looking into different venues, and we're talking about initially maybe doing the SCI, the certified instructors, getting a feel for that, and then opening it up because, the bigger we go, the more involved it needs to be. Just like your details on your projects. But it's just a wonderful idea. And I guess it doesn't have to be super complicated. Like if we just picked a place and said, we're going here. But most places when you're looking at group rates and, a meeting space and stuff like that. So I'm open to, suggestions. I'm open to help. I'm open to different areas. It's going to be a little hard to organize, input from different places, but it is a wonderful idea. And my 2 boys are getting ready to leave for Montana in a couple of weeks. And I feel like once that has happened, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I'll have a lot of time and energy for and need these kinds of things to focus on. So, yes, stay tuned. And again, I welcome any input.
Joyce volunteers as tribute for retreat.
What's tribute mean?
It's a Hunger Games thing.
Oh. Wait, what does the tribute do?
Well, so each district, someone has to get sent.
Yes.
And it gets picked. But you can
you.
volunteer to be like the sacrifice. So Joyce is...
We'll send you away and see what you find out. Oh my gosh. I know. I don't mind like going around and checking places out.
Memory's asking about Felt Along. She said she loves them and she listens when she's working on other things. Any new ones planned?
No, but we need to do that.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. And we have a fiber fairy coming up in September, and then we'll have a big one in October. And I'm sure there will be,
we should tie
there will be
one of those.
a Felt Along tied in there somewhere, and it would be fun just to do one randomly as well. We've gotten away from working on Saturdays. part of what it's come down to, but we do miss that. And yeah, it's a great time to cover just random techniques and answer questions as we go. And I would like to do more. So
We could still do a Saturday thing.
We could do a Saturday. Things will settle down. We're so in my newsletter I was writing about like I feel very scattered in the summer, and
I definitely do.
Yeah, so
I have zero focus.
I'm looking forward to sort of this structure that's going to come in the next month or so. And it's been like this all the time, especially when Kyla and Jennifer and I, when we were at the beginning, all our kids were younger, and it was yeah. So,
any new 2D tutorials in the works?
The poor brown hair is waiting. That would probably be the next one, unless something just totally pops up. I am burning up. Do you mind?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So funny the sacrificial lamb.
Were you getting hot?
I'm a little bit always warm.
Okay.
But I have my warm section over there. Question about the blankets. Someone is interested.
Okay. Yeah. So I started a Facebook and an Instagram. They're called Cosset and Lock, spelled out COSSET and Lock. And I'd love it if you check those out. Thank you so much. And followed those, because that's where I'll be putting pictures and updates. I'm super excited. This is very different from Serafina in that we're making this product to sell, and we're tweaking tags and packaging and the website and the photography and having a lot of fun with it. But it is also a lot because Serafina grew very organically as we went, like adding tutorials, adding products. And this is a little bit different in that I'm trying to launch, a fairly complete website all at once. But using the know-how and everything that we've learned from doing what we've done so far. So
What, you see that you're hot?
that's funny. I was very hot. But I'm going to take that one as a compliment, whether you meant it or not. So yes, I'm really excited, and I'm getting better and better at picking the fabrics and making the designs and doing the finishing. And we've got some really special, I've been ordering some really special fabrics that are either brocade or woolen or embroidered, so that gives another layer of texture to the blanket. The way that we're going to split the website up is light, dark, earth, and vivid, I think. Mm-hmm. So right away you can kind of think, well, I prefer lighter colors, and the blankets will be categorized and they'll overlap. So something might be light and earthy, and so it would appear in both pages. But because there's everyone's different, and there's a huge range in colors, so I'm really excited to deliver it whenever it happens. It looks like probably, I'm hoping for October at this point. Yeah. Okay, so Kim, the blanket website is we're going to link it. Cosset and Lock. So there's a website right now as it stands. Website, Instagram, and Facebook. The website is not finished. So, but Kyla is going to link the website, and you can go and sign up for the newsletter. And I promise as with Serafina, we only email when we have something important to share. So, I don't know. Sometimes we sign up on, you get signed up on websites and you get something every day. It's not like that. And then
I just linked the Facebook
thank
as
you.
Well.
So as the website develops and everything is coming into shape, I will be posting through social media. And of course, if you sign up for the newsletter, of course we'll do a newsletter once the website is live. And hopefully you see a blanket that you love. I'm starting with just blankets, but like what we have on the table here is a runner. So
I did switch.
thanks. So I do plan to make some tabletop things, placemats, runners, eventually, hopefully some pillows and all different kinds of things.
Will we ever be selling sari silk on Serafina?
We sell the sari silk as a bindle right now, and that is a little scrap bag from the blanket process. It's a lot of fun to play with in your felting, and could be cut up into wet felting. It can be ripped into strips into spinning. It can be made, if you have the right pieces, into little clothes for your needle felting. So they don't happen very often. We've listed bindles twice, and I think I had like somewhere between 12 and 24 the 2 times that we did them. But down the road, maybe, but that's how we have it right now.
Have you ever heard of Rare Form?
No, what's that?
They use billboards and make bags,
Oh, cool.
and each one is unique. Interesting. Someone posted that in the chat.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out, because it's a little daunting building a website where every product, like it was like back in the Etsy days when everything is a one of a kind and you've got to make the listing, special for that. Whereas like when we sell this, we make the listing and then that's it. And
Interesting.
so yeah, I will check that out.
Also, somebody suggested Dollywood Dreammore Resort, and there's another one nearby.
Oh my
so
gosh.
that's in Tennessee, and Shannon Libby talked about the Mountain View Grand, which that's what started us even looking into
We looked into that, and I was excited about that that venue, but they were weird about getting back to us. I feel like they were still weird. Like, remember?
How did that? Well, yeah, it was a bunch of emails.
I was like,
to try to
hello?
reach out.
Hello? I called. So still a possibility. And they have a fiber farm.
Right.
So that's super cool. So I keep,
We got,
I hit on this and then let it go. And then I forget where I am with it. And so, yeah, we'll have to get back on that.
I think we were in contact at one point, and the time that we were looking at probably going was their busiest time by far, because it was fall, and that's their whole fall foliage, and we still didn't quite get information on
They didn't give us
hosting a
the
group
information
and,
that we needed. I haven't given up,
which
on
made us
them.
veer towards like the Pocono Mountains area,
Right.
because that's a lot closer to us, so we'd theoretically be able to transport a little
Right.
bit more
Yeah.
there. So it is all in the works. Is there an Old World Santa supply pack, or am I misremembering?
There isn't. There's Old World Santa bats, and there is the
Forest
Folk tutorial.
So you make the cape.
We make the
That's
cape.
Santa E.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then there's a cloak tutorial.
Oh, right.
So it's sort of a mashup of those things. I have not made one of those in a long time, but they're a lot of fun.
So yeah, you'd want to look for. Trying to think where it is under the series. There's a Forest Folk. It's considered more intermediate, the Forest Folk, and I think the cloak is probably a technique.
Yes, is a wet felted
Techniques and methods, maybe.
technique. Yeah.
Somewhere. They are all linked under free tutorials. They are.
I sort of marvel at the ground that we've covered sometimes and the layers of information. And, when when people join in needle felting, you know, so a lot of people have been on the journey with us, but a lot of people are joining in, and it's pretty incredible when I'm like, oh, when they ask questions about how to do something, I'm like, well, we covered that here, 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 and here. They don't know that necessarily. So digging through the tutorials is kind of fun and then we did the felt along, so then there's like 2 of everything.
And sometimes the felt along, I don't want to say better.
It's better. It is. Sometimes.
Well, it has new
It
techniques.
usually has an update, right?
Yeah, like it uses tools that we didn't have when we first filmed.
Like I always think about the sleepy mice, which is like our most popular video and kit probably, but the technique I used teaching it the first time in the tutorial, I sort of made a better update in the felt along. So kind of tough. You can make
them
tough
smaller. Using the face ace.
Yeah.
About the cloak, those are actually all under the tutorial series. It's just broken down. It's in the beginner. Wet felted cloak is a beginner, and the forest folk is actually considered intermediate.
Yeah, sleepy mice are fun. Nests are fun. I'm kind of jonesing to make some nests.
Little witch sprites. That's fun.
The silk would be fun to include in the nests.
Oh, yeah.
Like little bits of strips of silk woven in a nice color scheme.
A wolf sanctuary in Lidditz for a retreat.
That'd be fun.
I have all these browsers.
It's hard with
open
the
now.
retreat to strike the right balance of like, how much do we care? And everyone's going to have different ideas. So I'm going to go with what feels right. But how much do we care about the accommodations? Like, you know what I mean? Versus just the gathering in general. Because some of the places are downright campy. Like, and then what's that?
This is a bed and breakfast by the Wolf Sanctuary.
Oh, very cool.
Which is lovely. Probably on the smaller side for a retreat, but very cool. There's so many cool places. Has there ever been a meerkat? You did make meerkats.
I did make meerkats once. I feel like I didn't quite nail them. And we did those. What are those little monkeys? That tiny little finger monkey.
Yeah.
What's that called? You know what I'm talking about. It's like a little 5-inch monkey.
Sock monkey?
No, not the sock monkeys. They're a real thing. Anyway, I didn't
It was
quite.
a class.
It was, and I didn't.
And in person.
I feel like I didn't quite nail those either, but they were really weird looking. Oh shoot! Someone's gonna.
Spider monkey?
Capuchin. Was it a capuchin? No, smaller than that. Pygmy marmoset. That's what it is.
The pygmy marmoset.
Did they have like hair and this tiny little? It's like a little Milo, basically, on a
Monkey.
Yeah.
If you're interested in a retreat, whenever that happens, that is definitely the kind of thing that would go into a newsletter. So if you go to our website, if you're not signed up, if you're not subscribed yet, you want to subscribe to the newsletter. We might send them out once a month. Sometimes there's 2 in a month, and sometimes it's 6 or 8 weeks in between.
Yeah.
It's just whenever something's actually worth putting in your email inbox, that's when we send it.
What's
So,
Lovelace Manor?
I don't know. I keep looking up these places to stay.
I know. We need to maybe ask you guys to email if you have suggestions, because they might be lost forever.
It's in Lancaster.
Unless Kyla keeps all of her tabs open. Sabine, you missed my big shout out to you. But I'm glad you're here. I thought I saw something else. Yeah, so meerkats. they're quirky little things. That's a fun one to get right. Shape of their face and their little human-like chest and arms.
Someone's asking, have you done a freestanding giraffe with an armature? Because someone's been asked to make one.
Yeah, giraffe is on the shop hop list. So that's exciting.
Is that the one that got bumped?
I can't remember now if it was giraffe or tiger.
Coming in August or September.
Yes. So yes, I have made a giraffe. I got it all figured out, and we'll share some supply suggestions and technique tips. Giraffes are fun.
Any more classes in the university planned? I don't believe we have any annex classes.
I sort of took what was the last thing we did? The female figure. So I'm on a little bit of a hiatus for sure, but it doesn't mean more aren't coming. It's just has to get the blanket project going, I had to prioritize that. But yeah, we have, no shortage of ideas. That's for sure.
Yep. Sabine and Delisa are both now.
Oh yeah.
You'll have to
Yeah. You guys all, Sabine and Delisa, you'll have to watch. I was thanking you again for the plumage technique and telling everyone about the line of 18 colors that will be available sometime this fall. So I'm very, very excited about that. And the birds that will ensue. Yeah.
Oh, the Rockies.
Oh, wow. So funny.
Mary said Delisa needs 2 clocks, one for her time and one for
Yes,
Serafina
that's
time. That
so
sounds
funny.
about right. Really, everyone should have a Serafina time clock.
So one question I had for you guys, and without any preparation, maybe you don't have any ideas, but is there anything that you need for needle felting that we don't carry, like that you regularly find somewhere else or that you wish we had? I mean, other than, things that we're out of because we can't get them. But, I sort of, I center the product line around our projects and what I use and what I love, but I definitely am open to suggestions if you've come across something, and I'm not trying to steal from other companies or anything like that, but if there's a type of fiber or I don't know.
Well, even people asked about reverse needles for quite a while that you hadn't really experimented with, and now that you have.
Yeah, I really love using the reverse needles. So, just feel free to comment or email, because I am limited in my own thinking sometimes of, because I'm just working from what I know. So, but we would be happy to hear suggestions and learn from you guys what you love too. So maybe something I don't know about. So that was
The rolling
on
machine.
my list. Oh, like the gentle roller. A wire straightener that is not that plier thing. Deborah, have you used one, or you just don't like the pliers?
Adding bamboo for feathers. What does that mean?
Bamboo fiber.
bamboo.
I am there is a viscose which is similar, like viscose bamboo. I don't know if Tencel is in that range, but there's plant-based fibers, and they're pretty much made the same, but they are very, very smooth and shiny. So, yeah.
I'd love to see a blend that looked like a field of wildflowers, like your flower green blend with some bursts of colors.
Wow.
Kind of sounds
That would
a
be
little bit landscape bat.
Yeah, a little landscape bat. It would end up linear. So I don't know how. It's almost like you need to cut stuff up and let it drop to get that field of flowers look, which would be fun.
What are fork needles?
Yeah, I don't know what fork needles are. Yeah, viscose and bamboo fibers. I'm going to write that down.
Someone sent along a wire straightener that was like
Something that you sits on your desk.
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But it wasn't pliers.
Deborah, if you can describe the wire straightener a little bit more. Sparkly fibers. I hear you, Trish. I'm writing that down. I can't remember what happened with Angelina now.
We stopped being able to purchase it.
If we were to buy it, we would have had to buy like a ton of it. Like it only was sold in massive bulk orders.
Okay.
Like almost a literal ton. Not really, but
Fork needles.
It would be that much.
Fork needles plant hair deeply. Jean wants the blanket process. Sorry, Silk.
We used to have drum carters that were drop shipped, and that company went out of business. So we have not connected with another drum carter. Fork needles to plant hair deeply.
Oh. I like that idea, Judy, the group kit. I mean, a lot of the level 1 projects make many, like the bees, the mice. So with a couple of kits, a lot of people could needle felt. But I don't know if there's a way to do a tool set, whether it's for group, a party, or a teacher, or
Right.
yeah.
Although tomorrow we're having a sale, so if you have
Yeah, it
some
would
friends that you want to
Yeah.
get together, you could get the kits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a handful of kits discounted. Deborah, definitely email that
Yeah,
link. That would
that
be
would be
great,
great.
to admin at Serafina Fiber Art.
I hear you about the spider. I feel like I made a spider long ago, but it's
Well,
been a while.
I can't be part of that. I'm sorry. I have my limits. That and a clown.
Oh my god! The day I make a clown,
With a
you
spider
know,
on its
when we
shoulder.
ran out of animals. I'll be 110 making a clown. All right, I've finally arrived at the clown.
No offense to anyone who enjoys clowns, is a clown, or has a family member that's a clown. They just freak me out when I was a kid.
Pumpkins are great for a group. So are nests. I love nests. We've already had a nest felt along. See, that's the problem, is I want to do the
love
same
those,
things
yeah.
over and over again. Succulents would be fun. Marcia made a bunch of.
Oh, yeah.
Marcia makes little pinch pot ceramics, so she was making succulents for those.
Lot of things in here. Question off topic. I want to make a bag or purse. Can wet felted fabric be sewn?
Yes. And people do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I do not.
Well, you have to be
Sewy.
skilled at sewing.
If someone said like sew a zipper onto this, I would be like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, what else was on my list? Oh, so we have a tutorial out there called Patty McStab, which is making your own wool felting surface. But in the video, we use fill, which was a very inexpensive wool product, like bits of batting. We do have white batting, do we not?
Yeah.
We do have white batting. That would be a runner-up. Core wool could be used, but it's fun. I really liked working on that wool surface.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good project.
Ooh, there's a whole.
Oh, you said that? A sprite-like clown?
Someone said a
That sounds
sprite.
even worse.
I think it could be cute. That's how it'd be cute. Well, like a circusy little sprite. Oh, there's a clown head.
Oh gosh. A mouse nest in your piano.
That's not the That's not the nest you want.
No. Well, I'm out of topics.
I think I saw it all in there.
Okay.
Oh, will you ever sell just bubble wrap and voile without the pool noodle? I mean,
I have to ask Jennifer.
Yeah,
Jennifer
as
about
far
that.
as
I'll
like,
write it down.
well, the pool noodle pretty much never like wears down, but probably the voile, if you're wet felting a lot, like
Yeah.
starts to pull and
Yeah.
the pool noodle is definitely not the bulk of the expense of that
The bubble wrap
kit.
is.
I mean, it's
yeah.
well, and getting it all and cutting it all and
Yes.
that. So
It is time. A lot of time. Oh, the bronze bunny. That's the Buddha bunny. He came from the Adirondacks, and it was a birthday present from my mom, because he looked like our logo, kind of. Except I feel like he has an old man face, a very wise old man face. But yes, it's very heavy.
he's got an interesting
Yeah.
shine and look in the video.
It's funny.
Someone asked about a round felting surface.
Just because?
Maybe.
You could make a triangle one. Well, that's a good idea, using the clover tool to clean the drum carder. Yeah, a larger piece of bubble wrap is nice when you want to do a tree skirt. Well, I was like, where's that gigantic piece of bubble wrap that we have floating around here? Well, swans are fun. I feel like we almost did a swan.
We did geese.
We did geese. Yeah, but swans would be fun, especially because like an ostrich or a swan, I would go locks. Like I would go natural locks.
Oh yeah.
And have fun with it.
Would love to see Sarah and Lee do more tutorials.
Lee and I
together.
talked
Sorry.
the other day. She wants to visit in September,
good,
so we
good.
need to put that on the calendar. And absolutely, when Lee comes, we will try to either be live or do something. Yes, you got to rub the Buddha bunny for good luck.
We talked several years ago about combining with Lee for a tutorial.
Yeah, we did, and it didn't fly.
A lot has happened since then. Those pictures just came up in my memories from a couple days ago.
Which
and it
ones?
was the ones when we went down to Lee's.
Yeah, me too. That was fun.
Which was it 3 years? 4 years?
I can't remember. Lee is in Virginia now, so
Yeah,
that's nice.
so
She's
that's-
closer.
But if we think about what's happened since then, that was
Yes.
like pre-COVID.
Okay.
And then COVID. And then
Okay.
she moved. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Locks
we'll
went
revisit.
down.
Revisit that. How about a shark?
Oh, a shark. Yeah, we did the whale recently.
Something visual to distinguish between the needle sizes once they're out of their package.
Yes, that is.
So here's the thing.
I haven't
If
figured
they're
that one out
coated,
yet.
because you can get them, I mean, there are places that dip them or whatever they do, or they have like the little handle on them, but then they can't be put into the tools.
I
Like
know.
you need them not with nothing on them, so you can switch them in and out of tools, which is a big part of why we don't do anything to them.
Yeah.
The
I
more
mean, you could some people nail polish them when they get them. We are going to have some new needle packaging
We do.
that we're very excited about. Very excited about. Huge upgrade. I'm talking dumpster to penthouse.
Really?
I wouldn't call our needle packaging now dumpster, but I just did. But I mean, I'm very excited about it
How
because
about small little studio efficiency to penthouse?
it's tricky. They're sharp, they're breakable, you're
Packaging
trying to
is
keep
tough.
it affordable. It's yeah. So coming soon, very excited. Talbot and Kyla worked very hard on it and it's beautiful.
Nail polish does work pretty well, like on the tip. I mean, you kind of need a code so you remember which is which. Now, yes, you will know eventually as you're working, you'll really get a feel for which one you have going. And also,
That's how I do it.
yeah, like, no, that's not
I'm
the
like,
one
nope.
I want. No. So you kind of just...
I
No.
know. There's certain things that I realize I dig my heels in about, but it's not on purpose.
No.
No.
We've had
It's
we've
not
had
just to be
several
resistant.
yeah, we've had several conversations about needles and what do we do. We talked about what did we talk about that, like dipping them with
Oh,
we talked
we
paint.
looked. Talbot found. What were we doing that for?
That was like the metal-
tube, the silicone.
Oh,
What
right.
was that for?
As a way of just holding a single bare needle.
Yeah, we were gonna sell. I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
'Cause
We were
people could
working
put
on
those
something
on.
that you put on yourself.
Wanna
Yeah.
show this?
Sure.
We really do. We do care.
That's nice, huh?
I'll switch it over.
You like that?
Yeah. So wait, do they come in different colors?
Well, we'd have to have it specially made.
I don't know if it comes in separate colors.
You guys, there are so many irons in the fire over here.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
So this is
And-
that's
You're gonna have to get your own Band-Aids. The new bulk packaging is not going to have
I
a Band-Aid.
apologize if you get this pre-felted core wool in your order.
But yeah, it's grippy. It's yeah. If we sell it, I imagine it would be very cheap.
Yeah.
But different colors.
Oh, wax, dental floss, and nail polish. There you go.
The thing is, we don't do that because some people want to buy them and put them in their
Right.
tools.
Right. But you could. There's lots
But
of
there
stuff
are
you
some
could do at
options
home.
you can do.
What about like vet wrap?
Oh,
Vet
yeah.
wrap comes in all kinds of cool colors, and I bet you could cut it. It sticks to itself.
Mm-hmm.
You could cut a strip and wrap the tip of your needle.
Yep.
I'm gonna try that.
Yep.
The real test is like, would it still fit in a pen tool?
No, I think when you do that, that's not going into a pen tool.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trisha.
What'd she say? Yes, that's what it is.
Oh, that's funny. I have warnings to not pick your teeth with them. Trisha's having a good time up there today. That's too funny.
Yes, we have a lot going on that we're trying to make come to be.
Colored
But
rubber
it's
bands.
exciting, and I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to the fall and getting into a nice flow and getting back to some fiber fairies and the upcoming shop hops and the new products. I'm sure at some point there will be a tutorial with a fiber fairy, but I do realize that the tutorials have been a little bit on the back burner, but that's okay.
Washi tape. Vet wrap. So many. There are a lot of options.
My pickleball friend wanted to make her pickleball paddle better.
Okay.
So she's like, and so it was hot that day. She's like, I can't keep my paddle in my hand. It keeps slipping out of my hand. And I look at it, and it's like black and shiny. I said, is that electrical tape? Like, you put electrical tape on your pickleball paddle? She goes, well, I got it on Amazon, and it said it was grip tape. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's electrical tape. And it's just like, she just was like flying out of her hand. So yeah, well, you know, we like figuring stuff out and then letting you guys know what works and what doesn't work. But sometimes you guys tell us what works, which is fun. Oh, Lily, there is a tutorial for the Fiber Fairy. It's called the Female Figure Course. And
well,
can
if you
find
want it for the actual fiber fairy to make the fiber fairy, is she saying she wants a tutorial
Oh,
for the next fiber fairy? I don't know which one. I read it the same way.
I thought you meant
there is an actual female figure.
Yeah. Yes, a new tutorial would be fun, and I do plan on it. Peacock would be a nightmare, and that goes in almost into the clown category. That's a big project. And I mean, it would be fun to do it like on a miniature scale and just kind of figure out how to stylize it. But
Right.
Ooh, yeah.
Each of those feathers.
Peacocks I did make a pretty decent peacock feather using the plumage technique. What is washi tape?
Like paper tape.
It's like a crafting.
Yeah.
It's like a little crafting tape, washi tape, but it's all printed and.
Okay.
But then I don't know
I don't know anything about that.
for journaling.
The tape
I
that I'm
guess.
talking, well, vet wrap is its own thing. The pickleball paddle is its own. So what you wrap a golf club or a field hockey stick with is what I was thinking of.
Yeah, vet wrap would be great.
Yeah, we should order some of that. Are you in the business
No,
account?
I don't think so. Oh, I'm in one, but not the right one. So. Well, she figured out the peacock feather, but like one.
Right.
You're not making a peacock. How many of those on a life-size peacock?
You know, Lucille Shaw has been going into the big birds,
Right.
and really tackling in
Like full
in
size.
detail some big birds. I don't have time at this point, and I'm not interested in making 100 feathers, but someone is.
Right. Well, and for you, that doesn't really translate to teaching that,
Yeah.
to like a bigger
Right.
audience.
Right. Some things are just a labor of love. So, Serafina is my labor of love.
Well, everyone had good questions.
Yeah.
This was good.
Very good, especially for not giving you
Random.
a link
A random Monday.
until 5 minutes before we were live. So, anything else before we say farewell? Any questions about the sale tomorrow? You'll get your newsletter tonight.
I will go on and put a header, at least in the little banner across the top, that'll have the code as well.
Oh, that's funny. That'd be fun.
That's like your flower bouquet.
Yes. Yeah, that's a fun
People sent
idea.
a flower.
Oh my gosh, that would be overwhelming. It would be fun to try and make something with bits of what everybody sent.
Oh, Ellen, the needles are going to be the same. We just have new needle packaging.
Needle packaging.
So tomorrow's needles will be the same as the needles when we switch out packaging. It's just the container.
Yeah, so that we do not have the new packaging ready for tomorrow. It will be another
It hasn't
few
come
weeks.
yet.
I know. I wonder what
It's supposed to
that
come
seems
last
like.
week.
It seems like there's
I
a hold
think
up.
it said. Oh no, we looked. It said by the end of the day today.
Oh,
I know. We were kind of hoping it would come this morning, but
what did Amazon bring?
Oh, this tiny little box.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, tiny little boxes.
Has your name on it.
Me?
Sarah.
Oh,
You can open it.
Ann Gordon really wants the Band-Aids.
Oh, I just saw something I needed to. Oh gosh, thank you for the well wishes for the kids. I'm not worried at all.
Montana's super close.
They're driving themselves. If anyone lives in North Dakota or South Dakota and wants to have them overnight on August 16th, 17th, 18th, or 19th, reach out. If we put things in my cart today, will they be there tomorrow?
So that's a great question because generally yes, but I don't know if it's a browser thing or a when you log in and how your settings are thing. What we suggest is to put items on your wish list and then move them to your cart.
Because some have been lost.
Some have
after.
been, it's like you get logged out and then your cart information isn't there. And I don't know if it's a time, like a how long it's in there kind of thing. A few people that's happened and they just actually write it down or take a little picture of what's in their cart if it's a lot, just so they have it in case they need to refill it. And if there's an item that you have in your cart that ends up selling out, it will disappear from your cart. Like having it in your cart does not secure that item in the inventory count. So, if that makes sense.
I tuned out because I was thinking about how often you should get a tetanus shot. I am not a doctor. I think it's 10 years, no? Someone's going to know the
that's
answer
what
to
they
that.
say.
They say.
Well, 10 years, or I think if you get like a really
Yes.
bad rusty
I don't know.
cut. That's a random question, Lynn.
I think for the most part, people's felted needles are stored in a cleanish,
Yeah.
sterile area. If it was in any blood bubbles.
That's a risk. That's a risk I'm willing to take. I'm not like, oh, I got to go get a tetanus shot. But yeah, I don't know.
I had a friend get stung by a yellow jacket that got real irritated, and they said she needed a tetanus shot.
Oh wait, Sabine's talking about the fur and reverse needling, which was something that came up. When was that? Oh,
that
in the
was sloth.
bison.
Someone asked, have
So
you ever made a
Sabine,
sloth?
I don't. Yes, I don't know if you watched the bison shop hop, but I was sort of, kind of using your technique, but I think I was not as thorough as you were. But I was, because I couldn't get the reverse needle to really do the fur. But in the bison shop hop, I used fur. I actually wet it and crunched it up, and then like stabbed it in all curly, and then cut away the loops, and then used a comb and reverse needle, and it worked pretty well. So, oh my gosh. Okay, well, I think we covered a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all for being here, and I hope you can take advantage of the sale tomorrow, and we will be working away at shipping as quickly as we can. And we will see you next.
It's
Might
it
be a
should
little
have been-
bit.
yeah.
It was going to be August 4th, but now it's at the end of August, I think. And then again in September.
Yeah, August 25th.
August 25th is our next shop hop.
Yep. All right.
So thank you so much. And thanks for all your encouragement and letters and emails and support and even gifts. We recently got a very nice snack gift.
Right. Thumbs up from Talbot.
Yes. So, all right. Thank
Thanks,
you